Hi, faithful ladypreneurs. Thanks so much for joining us for the Divinely Driven Results live show. I'm excited to have you guys here with us here today, and we want to get to know you. So make sure that you use these videos as a great networking opportunity. So no matter where you're watching them or viewing after the fact, make sure you tell us who you are and what you do so that we can connect with you and make sure that we are doing the best to be able to support your business as well. So I'm Elise Smith, Christian business strategist, and I get to empower Christian women entrepreneurs just like you to be able to achieve their sales goals by partnering with God, empowering their mindset, and utilizing biblical business strategy. And I do that with a team of coaches here at Divinely Driven Results to help you to gain more than maybe you could have before. And so I am super, super excited to talk about one of our keys to success, which is the 3 steps to achieving divine business results or your divine business goals. There are so many reasons why we don't set goals, but let's talk about some of the reasons why we do, especially because the new year is just around the corner and we want to make sure that we are doing this right. And don't worry, we've got some even more great things coming up for you for the new year on helping you to plan for achieving those goals as well. So let's dive into it here. So why do we set goals? Why should we set goals? There are so many reasons why. There's so many different psychological things that help us when it comes to setting goals. But I think the number one reason for me is that all things are created spiritually or mentally before they're created physically. And so it's kind of like a blueprint for a house. You wouldn't want to start building a house without that blueprint. It's the same thing with going for our goals and dreams. If God has put a dream in your heart, which he has, I know he has, that's why you're in business, then he wants to be able to give you the blueprint to be able to achieve it. It's not just run and go get it and jump from A to C to D to, F and all over in between. We want to try and have as straight of a line as possible. Now, nothing's perfect and it's never going to be like that, but this blueprint is going to help us. And so what it does in setting goals is it gives us a strong intention so that we know kind of the pathway that we should follow. And not to say that God's going to get us on that path, which is good because at least we got on that path when we set the goal, and then take us to another path. In fact, sometimes that happens, right? Where you're on the path that you feel like God wants you to be on. And the only way that you found the new path that he wants you to be on is because you were on the old one. Isn't that so cool? So I love this concept of a blueprint. That's why we set goals, is that we know where we're going. And that is super, super powerful. And so make sure that you are setting goals. It doesn't matter if they're weekly or monthly or yearly or quarterly or all the above, but we want to set that strong intention. Now, why do we not set goals? Yeah, we've been here before. There used to be a time where I was anti-goals, which is weird. If you know me, you know that I am totally a goal person. But it was because of I was afraid that I wouldn't hit it. In fact, have you set a goal over and over and over again that you just can't seem to reach? And so you don't want to set that goal anymore because you feel like a failure, or you feel like your past experiences are holding you back and making you doubt. And all those things are tools from the adversary. He wants you to doubt your ability in reaching those goals. Or maybe there's the fear of commitment, right? Of putting it on paper or telling somebody about your goal. Because what if you don't reach it, right? Then you look like a fool, or you feel like a fool, even though you don't really look like a fool, you feel like a fool. And then there's also this concept of, shouldn't I be content with what I have? Yeah, especially in the Christian world, we get hit by this quite often. And so we should be content, but never satisfied, always, always growing, always wanting more to be able to build up the kingdom of God. Blessed Thursday to you all. Absolutely. Thanks so much for that comment. Or feeling like we don't deserve success, right? Like maybe we're not working hard enough for it, or maybe we've had a little bit of a sketchy past and we don't feel like we deserve success, or fear of what others might think of us. Oh my heavens, there's so many things that hold us back from setting goals. But the first step that we teach in our 4 C's to overcoming your inner dream stealer is awareness. It's to check in with yourself. So just check in with yourself. Just take 2 seconds. Which one of these is most likely what's holding you back from either setting or even achieving achieving your goals, and then maybe journal about it later on and figure out what's really going on underneath there. But these are some of the reasons, and they're all lies of the adversary. And so here at Divinely Driven Results, we focus on those divine business results. We focus at God at the center of that. And then we have mindset and then strategy, and all those things come together. But that's what you're going to learn here today on how to apply that to really achieve those goals that God has put on your heart, because he has put them on your heart. They came from the Lord. Okay. Step number 1 is strategy. Now, the concept here is you're going to learn, set a goal you can control. When I teach this in front of a live audience, I always have them repeat back to me. So I want you to think in your mind, even if you're not in a place where you can actually say it. I'm going to say, set a goal you can control. Absolutely. So that's something I want you to really think about, because a lot of times we set ourselves up for failure by setting goals we cannot control. In fact, I did this as well. So what happened was, I was in a network marketing company many years ago, and they said, we're going to pay the car payment on whatever dream car you want to, as long as you hit, this level of income in your business. And I was like, yeah, that sounds good. But I didn't want the BMW that they had, although I like BMWs. I wanted a electric blue 4-door hardtop Mini Cooper, so my car, guys. and I got online and I got super excited about my goal. And I did their little test run in the cockpit. They said, like the 3D version where you can kind of look around and stuff. Oh my heavens. And then I test drove this car, and I knew I had to have this car because that car represented so much more than just a car. It was that success that I knew that I could help other people get once I got that as well. And so I did what everybody does. I set the SMART goal, and I said, okay, I'm going to earn this car by this time. And I'm going to do this to be able to achieve it. And, this is how I'm going to get my car. And the thing about it is, as I was trying to make all these sales in my business, I realized really fast that that was a goal I could not control. I could not control how many people bought from me. And you can't either. You can't control how much revenue you make in your business. You can't control how many people buy from you. You can't control that end result of, getting the car or the house or whatever it is that you want to have the money for, right? Or even, starting that nonprofit. But what you can control, and what really should be our goal, is our income producing activities. So I had to think, okay, this is not working for me, trying to only set my sights on the sales. What I needed to do was I needed to show more people. That's what they say in network marketing, SMP, show more people. But they were onto something, because the fact of the matter is that I could control how many people I reached out to every day. That I could control how many people I invited to hop on a sales call with me. That became my goal. And that car, or the revenue goal, that is your desired result or your target. And so we always keep an eye on our target, and we give that target and that result up to the Lord. If he put the dream on our heart, then he's going to help to be able to provide it. But it's always in his timing, which is sometimes the bummer part, right? But our goal, the thing that we can always say we reach our goals on, is if we can set a goal we can control. Meaning I can say, I'm going to reach out to 10 people every single day, and I'm going to, give out 20 invites every single week. That's the part I can control. But the rest, I have to have faith and give up to God. That's where the faith and the works come together super powerfully. And so here's what I want you to do is I want you to take this to the Lord, and I want you to set the target or the desired result with the Lord. Where is he taking you? Where does he want you to go? And then figure out an income producing activity, which is usually income producing activities are the tasks that lead to the sales call directly, or even just maybe one step away from that. So inviting someone to start a conversation on social media, absolutely an income producing activity. And we can get into, we have a whole training on that. But I want you to think about your desired result and your income producing activities that you can control in order to influence that desired result. And then take that to the Lord and pray about it. So that's step number 1 is strategy. So important. Step number 2 is mindset. Now, you've probably heard that why, that motivating why. Why until you cry is sometimes what they say. But you probably know what that is. What inspires you? Why do you want to achieve your goals? Why is that important to you? So think about why it is that you want to achieve that goal in the first place. That's your motivating why. And usually you have to go 3 to 5 layers deep to be able to figure out what that truly is. It wasn't just the car for me. That's great, the brand new leather seats and all of that kind of stuff, because we wanted to order it brand new, first brand new car, right? But it wasn't about that. It was about the success that I knew I could gain to be able to help other people do that. And so go 5 layers deep with this and just ask yourself, why is that important to you? And then the next level, why is that important to you? Why is that important to you? And you're going to be able to see the one thing that really, really, really makes a difference for you. That is your motivating why. But there's a flip side to your why that nobody ever talks about. This why is a double-edged sword, or a two-sided coin is probably a better way to say this, right? The other why is your blocking why. Why have you not already achieved your goal? Yeah, because if you're going for your goal, it means you haven't achieved it yet. What is holding you back? And there's usually external blocks that maybe you can't control as much. And there's internal blocks that you can control, but it can take some mindset assistance or mindset work to be able to kind of dive in deep and figure out what's going on there. But you're still going to want to go 5 layers deep with this, because even your external blocks a lot of times turn into internal blocks as you go deeper. Now, I want you guys to put in the comments, what is your why? What is your motivating why? Why do you want to achieve your goals that God has put on your heart? Share us with that with us. And then I want you to journal about your blocking why. What is really holding you back? Why have you not already achieved that goal? And do the same thing with your 3 to 5 layers deep. Go deeper and say, why is that blocking me? Why is that blocking me? Why is that blocking me? That's going to really help you to understand not just what motivates you, but also what's got you stuck in the first place. If you don't know what's got you stuck in the first place, then you're never going to be able to get out of it. In fact, when I did this for myself, so I knew my motivating why. I wanted the car, I wanted to feel successful, and I wanted to have that be a representation of the success that I could help other people to achieve as well, right? But my blocking why, it was like, oh, well, I haven't achieved this goal because I haven't shown enough people, right? Yeah, that's not, if you start going off of action steps, which is our next one coming up here in just a second, off of that, then you're going to just constantly be kind of taking care of the surface layer symptoms. What I found as I went deeper and deeper is I said, okay, why am I not showing more people? And I thought to myself, well, it's because I'm afraid they're going to think I'm spammy and sleazy and salesy, right? And so I said, well, why is that? Well, because I don't want to miss an opportunity to serve those people, right? And all of a sudden, it led to fear as my blocking why. Not I haven't shown more people, but it got to the root of why I wasn't showing more people. And when I unlocked that in myself, woo, it was super, super powerful. And so we've got to start with our mindset, the motivating why and the blocking why. So let's see your motivating why in the comments here. Okay. And the third step is take action, but not just any action. We want it to be smart action steps. We've all heard about the SMART goals: specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, relevant, time-bound, all those different types of things, right? There's different types of versions of SMART. And SMART goals are great, but I want you to think about every action step that you achieve is a mini goal to be able to help you to achieve your bigger goal, right? So it's the same thing when you are going for a yearly goal. You're going to set quarterly goals and monthly goals and weekly goals and daily goals and kind of break those things down. But when you're thinking about your SMART action steps, it's not just going to be show more people. It's going to be specific. Okay, I am going to increase my amount of people that I reach by 10 every day. So instead of 10 people I reach out to every day, it's 20 people now. So that's specific, that's measurable, that's achievable, because I know how long it's going to take me to reach 10 people. And it's relevant or more realistic for me because it's an income producing activity. It's going to make a difference. And time bound is I'm going to increase that for a whole week. And that way I know that by the end of that week, I can give myself that check mark and say, yep, I'm good to go. But when you're doing your SMART action steps, think about it as external and internal. What are you doing to work on the external things? Maybe some things you can't control, like maybe getting better internet or, taking a class on marketing or something like that. And then your internal blocks as well. We've got to focus on the external and the internal both, because that's going to help us to be able to achieve our goals. And you can see the little prayer hands in every screen here. Take it to the Lord. If we're doing our divine work here and we're building up God's kingdom, then who better to partner with than God? So take it to him and say, what are my motivating why? What is my blocking why? And then take it to the Lord on the action steps too. Okay, now that I know what's holding me back and what's motivating me, what would you have me do this week to be able to focus on my external blocks and my internal blocks and help to overcome them? It is so incredibly powerful, ladies, when we can put our action and our faith together. Let's see. My why is to replace my old income so I can help others to be successful and be able to provide support to those who have the desire to grow a business but do not know how. Provide one scholarship a year to one serious entrepreneur who has not money but has the desire and be able to support a mission family. I love that. Thank you so much for sharing, my dear sister. That is beautiful. We don't have time to get into my true why, which has to do with fertility, but just knowing that can make such a huge difference for you. So for this story, though, I want to kind of give you guys the ending here. So about 3 months earlier than the goal that I had set, I was able to take this beauty home. My beautiful Mini Cooper. It had 1 mile on it, guys, when I drove it off the parking lot. The leather seats were just crisp and just had that brand new car smell that I'd never experienced in my entire life, by the way. And it was so amazing. But the thing about it is that it wasn't about the car, like I said. It was about the fact that I was able to accomplish a goal with God. And I learned that mindset and that strategy and having the right type of goal that I could control, all of those things were so much more important than the car. Now, I love my car. Don't get me wrong. Years later, it's still, I love it. But the thing is that what can you accomplish with God and the right goal and the right mindset and the right strategy to be able to help you get there? It is so amazing what we can do to help inspire other people to take action on their goals and their dreams. And so that's what I encourage you guys to think about here. Let's go through that one more time. So step 1 of strategy of setting a goal you can control. Super important. Focus on those income producing activities. Step 2 is understanding your motivating why and your blocking why, and really working on those 5 layers deep for your mindset. And then step 3 is taking SMART action steps every single day and week to be able to achieve those things and partnering with God every step of the way. So I know that as we do these things, guys, it will make such a huge difference in our life and our business and our ability to impact other people. I love the fact that when people share their why with me, it's always about someone else. There are people waiting for you to either find you to help them to achieve the goals that they have for their, for your business, the things that you help in your business, but also to make that bigger impact that God is calling you to make in the world, whether it's starting that nonprofit or, being able to provide a scholarship like this amazing sister. Whatever it is God is calling you to do, he would never put a dream in your heart that he wasn't willing to provide everything to make it happen on his timing. But it does take action to be able to ignite that blaze of blessings for us. And so these are the 3 steps I encourage you to take to the Lord and figure out what you can do to be able to achieve your goals that he has given you a lot faster and easier instead of trying to struggle through them like sometimes we do. And if you guys like this type of concept here of these 3 steps and how you can build your business with the Lord in the Lord's way instead of the world's way, make sure that you join us in our free Faithful Ladypreneurs Facebook group. That's Faithful Ladypreneurs. And if you're a Christian woman entrepreneur in the service-based industries, you can come and advertise your business on Saturday's comment thread. And you can also get great tips on how to build your business in the Lord's way. In addition to that, go to divinelydrivenresults.com so that you can get a free business review where we can take a look at your business, figure out what's going on, what's holding you back, maybe understand a little bit more of those blocking whys, so that you can gain the success that God wants you to have. And we have great free and paid resources to be able to help you do that. So check out Faithful Ladypreneurs Facebook group and divinelydrivenresults.com. Thanks so much for joining. Continue, if you are watching this as a replay, tell us your motivating why as well. Tell us, what you do in business so that we can connect with you. And thanks so much for watching, and we will see you next time on the Divinely Driven Results live show.